Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Drop Frames. Cody, you know the number? Do you know what we're on?
7102 this week.
Okay, 71. What is that shirt? What is that Okay. And who is that?
Moon Crash, the Prey DLC.
Oh, okay. Is that the one that just came out? Whoa. Code just froze. He just straight up froze. Are you good?
Yeah, I think I'm good.
Are you on the moon, Co? Or come in. Hello. Do you have a speech?
Yeah, it's Moon Crash DLC. I said that, and then immediately everything froze. So I have no idea what it was.
You can't say crash around this show. It doesn't it doesn't go well sometimes. The program thinks that you want it to fail, and then it fails. So that's your own doing. Is that the new Prey DLC? What's the newest Prey DLC? That's it? Moon Crash?
Moon Crash was the kind of like roguelite DLC that was really cool. I absolutely loved it. But just recently, and actually what's funny is it's great that you asked that question, because I got asked if we would do a dropped frames games with what I'm about to say, and that is Typhon Hunter. So they recently put in the DLC Typhon Hunter, which is basically prop hunt in Prey.
Oh.
I've never played prop hunt.
I haven't either. So I know what it is, but I've not played it.
Yeah, apparently it's really fun to play with friends, and it's even more fun to play with different streamers because you get to see everyone making mistakes all over the place. So it could be fun sometime.
Huh. Zeke, were you playing that the other day? Did Gassy tweet your name out and a link to play that? He definitely tweeted your name out on that, but I think it was a mistweet. I think it was a misfire.
Oh, it could have been.
It could have been. It might have been. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. Anyways,
I've been getting that a lot lately.
Yeah, like, I've been getting randomly tagging you.
Well, not randomly tagging me. They think I play for the Dallas Cowboys.
Wait, what?
Yeah, there's an Ezekiel. I can't remember his last name, but an Ezekiel that plays on the Dallas Cowboys, and I get tagged like probably at least once or twice a week.
Dude,
and they're like, "How about them Cowboys?" Add Ezekiel a third. I'm like, "Bruh." Ezekiel Elliott, that's him. Yeah, Ezekiel Elliott. And the funny thing is, he's verified and I'm not. So you'd think it'd be easy to
Yeah.
No.
Co, you were asking if you got a new camera?
Yeah, Zeke, did you get a new camera or something, or new lighting?
I'm kind of messing around with it. Is it?
It looks good.
Looks really good, actually, which is why I said something.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Your face is lit up a lot more than me and Co's.
Yeah, everything.
I moved around the lighting a little bit.
Everything. It looks really good.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Zeke, you should just, turn into that. Just put Dallas Cowboys stuff. All your art should just be replaced with Cowboys, and then try to get verified. Be like, yeah, that's me. That's me. I'm the football player.
Totally.
I need to be verified right now. I play football for a living. Verify me.
Just
verify that I am not the person I say I am.
Yeah.
Totally grab like the wrong pictures and stuff. Like totally not him.
Get pictures of him and then just really poorly Photoshop your face over them. So like a picture of you like with the football. It's just like your face smiling.
Yep. Every time you go live, just use the Dallas Cowboys image as the image for your tweet. It'd be great. You could
there
really
you go.
I'm sure they'd love that.
Yeah. They wouldn't get upset or anything. It'd be cool. It'd be good.
Well, I mean, you just add an extra point to the star. Keep the colors. So instead of a 5-star like the Cowboy 5-star, it'd be like a 6-star like a sheriff.
Yeah. I think you're onto something. I think you should do it.
Oh yeah.
Well, before we get started, we have two housekeeping things. The first, we have to decide our Game of the Year categories. We wanted to do it, I don't know, 2 weeks ago or something like that, but something happened, and then last week Co was sick. Are you feeling better, by the way, Co? Are you back to 100% yet? Getting
there, man. Getting there. The most recent sickness I had, it was the sickest I've been in years.
Really?
And what it showed me, what's interesting about getting sick is you have like a baseline health, and then you get sick, and it like chunks that down, and then you're like super, unhealthy for a while.
You got to use a life flask for that. You got to hit. Yeah.
Yeah, I know, right? This last bout of sickness kind of showed me that I need to start doing more. This whole 5 years of sitting on my ass for 8+ hours a day, what do you know? It's taken an effect. Yeah. So basically what I'm doing now is I've actually moved my start time back a few hours in the morning and I'm skipping lunch. So I'm streaming about the same amount of time, but now I'm doing like exercise and stuff in the morning and like going on walks and all these things that I, haven't done ever before. And I'm seeing how that goes. It hasn't even been a week yet, but it's been okay so far.
Yeah, good health. I've been going through the same stuff. I finally got cleared that it's not physical as of this morning at like 9 a.m. So basically they're just like, hey, calm the fuck down. And I'm like, okay, don't say that. That doesn't help. You can't say, just calm the fuck down. Yeah, it was a lot of fun yesterday when I did the stress test at the doctor, because they basically just make you like walk on a treadmill while they have like an EKG shit hooked up to you. And the nurse, who was in like her 50s or 60s, was like, so what do you do for a living? I go, I mean, it's kind of a weird job. There's a lot of like stress to it. And she's, oh yeah, what do you do? Yeah, I play video games for a living. What? So I had that conversation while I was on the stress test. It didn't add to the the uptick in the BPM at all whatsoever, trying to explain that to him. So yeah, health is important.
I had to get that test done a while ago. But what's funny is like, I had to get it done this is back when I worked at my IT job, and they wanted me to do it over lunch. So I was like, okay, let me come in on lunch. And, so I walk in there and there's a treadmill in the room and I'm sitting on the table, and the woman walks in with this, like, holding a little plate with this gigantic needle on it. I'm just sitting there like, what is that for? And she's like, oh, well, we're just going to need to strap you down first and then we'll get you injected. And I was like,
what?
I was like, what? I'm sorry. What are we doing? And she goes, oh, this is a shot of adrenaline. And what we're going to do is we strap you down and then we shoot this into you and we monitor how your body can take it. And I was just like, I'm on lunch. Can I just run on that treadmill? And she just kind of looks at me and she goes, I mean, I guess.
Is this just a troll or is this an actual thing? Like, what the hell?
Like, they actually were going to hold me down and then put adrenaline in me. And instead of doing that, I just ran on the treadmill for like 50 minutes.
They wanted to full on like Pulp Fiction you.
Yeah.
Like, I could just, the doctor comes and he's like, give me my little black medical book. You know, the little black medical book,
Huh.
Well, apparently, like, and I don't know how I felt after she told me this. Apparently, the adrenaline thing is for people that, like, they don't want to do physical activity.
Jesus, how lazy can you be? Like,
I know, right? So she told me that, and she was like, yeah, well, normally we use the adrenaline for people that don't want to, actually do the work for 50 minutes. And I was like, is it that bad? Are we that far gone? Really?
Jesus Christ.
Okay.
Man, that is some actual American ass healthcare right there. That is the most American healthcare I've ever heard of. I had no idea that was a thing.
They give you options.
I guess, yeah. Yeah, man. I'm glad they didn't ask to do that yesterday. I would have been like, fuck no, I'm not.
Yeah, I definitely had a moment where I was just staring at that needle like, I'm sorry, what did I sign up for here? Like, I don't think I need this test that bad.
Yeah, that does not sound good. Jesus Christ. Anyway,
honestly, I may have gone for the needle, not because I wouldn't have done the treadmill thing, but because it's just like, I've never been injected with adrenaline. Let's roll the dice.
Yeah, how often can you say that you took like 50 cc's of pure adrenaline just to see what that feels like?
You say that, but then imagine being strapped down with your heart racing for like, 10 minutes of just like,
I've been there. Yeah, I've been there a couple times.
Look, Burning Man is a fun thing that happens once a year in the desert. And,
I mean, not really. I wasn't strapped down. I was held down. Yeah, I don't know. If strapped is the proper term to use.
Yeah. Anyways, no, I did not get injected with adrenaline yesterday. Thank God. That would have been terrifying. And I'm glad that you decided to run as well. I don't see the health benefits of taking a huge hit of adrenaline like that. So yes, we are going to decide our Game of the Year categories today. Also, so we dropped merch last week, but I haven't really been promoting because it dropped on Thursday for this stuff. But if you go to the Yeti.com, they have snow that fills their image viewer here, so you have to constantly use your mouse at the bottom of this, or it just fills up. I didn't realize this was a thing. So this merch is live right now.
Fun.
Yeah, it's fun, and it makes it really hard to show off the merch on stream. So there's a shirt, there's a pullover hoodie, there's a 4R boy pin. Let me see. Does that work? There it is. Now, the best part about this, I was telling Zeke, is that the meme is 4R boys, but the pin says 4R boy. So we just went with it. It was already, we could have added an S too, but it's fine. It worked.
Well, and then people are just going to be asking like, oh, is that a charity? Who's your boy? Who is that pin for?
It's a continuation of the meme. Or? Yeah, I think it's good. It's good. Yeah. And then there's just the normal drop frames pin as well. So that's all over at itmeJP/DF merch for that stuff if you want to grab it.
They're pre-orders.
Pre-orders, right? Yes. Yeah. This, as it says right here, this is pre-order. I'm expected shipping late January. That's on me.
So you can't get them for Christmas.
Yeah. Unfortunately, yeah. That's on me because I didn't get the design to them fast enough. But I'm glad it worked out. I like the design that we have. So, let's do some game of the year categories. We're gonna have a game of the year list. Are we doing 10? Mm-hmm. Let's just start basic. Are we doing 10 top 10 games of 2018?
I think so.
We should do top 10 games of 2018. So that will be the standard list. It had to be released this year in its full version.
Yep.
No expansions or DLCs. And that will be like the main. And then we can do a second top 10 games we had the most fun playing, and that could be just like a free-for-all. Like any game that you played this year that you put on your stream, we can put in that list.
So let's do top 10 games streamed, just to shorten that. Okay.
There we go.
Now, do we want to?
Well, I don't think we need to do 10. I think we can do 5.
Well, that's what I was about to ask. For to save us from doing a 5-hour show. Do we want to do top 5 in both, or do we want to do top 10 games, top 5 games streamed?
If we're going to do one top 10, that should probably be the 2018. Okay. Top 10 games of 2018. And then like all other lists can be 5 or shorter.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Okay.
And then we can do like do what we've done in the past, right? We do like all of our 10s and 9s, and then we do like a side category, and then 8, 7, blah, blah. Yeah.
So those side categories, What are they? I don't remember what we had last year. Otherwise, I'd pull those up. I could probably find them pretty easily now that I think about it. But
we should also do top 5 disappointments. Maybe top 3.
Let's do top 3. Let's do top 3 for the smaller list. Again, 5-hour show gets a little.
We only did like one. We just went along down the line for biggest disappointment.
Yeah, I guess that's true. We only did one last year. Yeah, we could do top 10.
I'd honestly rather do more varied than a list for each. Like biggest disappointment, our favorite music, our favorite early access, or whatever the categories are.
Okay. I'm okay with that. But then we just have to have more categories. So biggest disappointment, best music.
I love that that's the first one on your mind.
Well, it's because it's what was just brought up. Biggest music, biggest disappointment, best music,
biggest music,
and or biggest music.
We do best music / sound.
Should those be 2 things or 1 thing?
Audio in one category, like best audio.
Do we want a game awards it where we just combine all audio into one thing?
It sucks. It really sucks because there's a difference between like scores and songs and sound design. Like there's so many different categories that you could.
Yeah, we should actually probably
make up.
Yeah.
Okay, so best music / soundtrack, and then best sound design. That work for you guys? Okay.
Yeah.
Do we want to be?
And are we all clear? What our idea of the difference is?
Yeah. Best
like
music is music.
Songs and music, right? And sound design is like explosions and Foley shit and that kind of stuff, right?
Sound effect.
Yeah.
Okay.
That makes sense to me. Yeah.
Cool.
Do we want to have like a best graphics or anything like that? Or is that just too of a, like, I don't know if you could do that really these days because graphics is so.
Maybe best art style.
That might be a good way to, yeah.
That means really nice graphics, but also potentially like really well made, lower quality graphics, like cell shading or stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
What if we just shortened it and it became best style? Where if a game just had like, it had some style, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like that could be
That's
like
a solid
swag. Like
That's a little open. Okay. All right. What else? So far, that's 4 side categories with 2 lists.
we could do, and these are all like when we say best, you guys, we're talking about favorites. Like,
Yeah. These are. I'm going to change it to favorite then.
Since we play, like streamers probably play more games than anybody out there, I'd imagine. That's like as their job, and I don't know about other streamers, but when I'm done streaming my game on my show for the day, a lot of times I play another game to relax after I'm offline.
Yep.
So some other ones, best narrative. And that would be like best story or best kind of like main quest kind of thing.
Okay.
And then
I'm gonna categorize these as favorite instead of best because best implies that it's like a critical approach rather than these are like opinion. So we'll do favorite.
Yeah.
So favorite story.
Yep.
Favorite expansion / DLC.
Yes. Yep. Good one. DLC. Do we want to do something like favorite like controversy or favorite failure, or is that all biggest disappointment? Does that all go into that?
No, they're different categories, I think. If you want to do biggest fail or your favorite fail of the year, like gaming wise.
Okay.
Favorite fail of the year. I kind of like that too.
Yep. I'm into it. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, voice
5,
acting
7.
would be good.
That's 7. So we're getting there right now. That's 21 different reveals on top of the 30, on top of the 45 that we already have for the other list. So we could do best voice acting.
Best boys acting.
Best boys acting. Yeah. There's no women in games. Let's take the ninja approach.
Best boy.
Yeah, we'll do favorite voice acting, I guess.
Yeah. Now, is that for an entire game or just one performance?
One performance, I think, could be like, a Christopher Judge
like
or Yuri Lowenthal, etc. Matthew Mercer.
Cool.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Matthew Mercer will never be, ever be my favorite voice actor.
Wow.
Ever.
Wow.
I'm just joking.
We had him on the
kidding.
show.
I'm
Zeke.
kidding.
We had him on the show. You
I know.
can't say that. He's the only one that likes us. Someone had a good category that I just missed. Favorite character, is that too?
I think that's all right. I think if you pick one character from any game, it'll take some thought on our part to think of like, and it doesn't have to be the protagonist. It can be like any like bit character, like they only have like a couple of seconds of screen time and you just really loved them or something like that. But yeah, I think favorite character from a game would be a good category.
Okay.
I think we'll get some different answers.
Yeah, me too. That's a pretty full list as far as I'm concerned. We were talking about time management. This is going to be quite the long one. So are there any like ones that you guys feel strongly about in terms of that's not on there right now? We have biggest disappointment, favorite music / soundtrack, favorite sound design, favorite art style, favorite narrative, favorite DLC / expansion, favorite fail of the year, favorite voice acting, and favorite character. That seems like a decent list.
Yeah, people are saying indie, like best indie, but
I don't want to separate those. That can just be all in one. Like that, indies will pop up in top 10 games or top 5 games streamed, or best.
A lot of these categories will be kind of like umbrellaed over the top 10 lists and top like most enjoyable streamed games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so,
and we are like pretty. I want to think we're a pretty diverse group of gamers. Like as far as like we've played indies along the way.
Yeah, I would agree with that for the most part. I think Zeke obviously played more, but go ahead, Co.
We could do a kind of dual category. So all of our answers would be a answer/answer of best and worst performing game studios of the year.
Do we want to put a target like that? Do we want to stick our heads out that much?
Actually, good point. Because I was thinking. Well, the thing I was thinking is like that stemmed from like most improved dev, like maybe a developer that like really kind of showed us something cool this year, or grew, in a lot of people's eyes, and that led to, or maybe some large Bethesdas that really let us down. I mean, game developer.
Nice.
Wow, that was a Freudian slip. Holy moly.
Yeah. I mean, Blizzard's also kind of fucking up from a fanboy. What if so I think what we could do that kind of encompasses like best turnaround or best like positive thing. If we have biggest disappointment, what's the counter to that? What's the positive way or to express disappointment? Best.
Well, it is kind of crazy. Like this year was the year of saves in a lot of ways.
Best redemption arc.
That's dude. As funny as that sounds, that's a good one. I mean, Pillars of Eternity 2 released a mess, became great. Bard's Tale 4 released a mess, became great. Pathfinder released a mess, becoming a lot better. Like there's a lot of games that released like nearly unplayable, and now here we are, and we're like, oh, these are getting pretty good. So I mean, best redemption story, kind of fun.
Favorite Frown Upside Down.
Oh my god, that's the name.
Don't do
Frown Upside Down. Zeke's title.
Excellent.
It's the official.
I'm an idea man.
Yeah, you're an idea man. Yeah. All right. I think this is a good list. I think that's a full list. Unless there's anything else you guys feel super strongly about that we should add in there.
That's plenty, man.
Yeah, I agree.
That'd be a good.
Well, I just want to make sure, like this is something that I really, after having been in this business for a long time, I guess, and getting to meet or interact with a lot of game developers and stuff, I just want to make sure that not like there isn't a big part that we're leaving out.
I think we got it all.
Think so?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go through them one last time. So we're doing top 10 games, just the standard. Had to come out this year, no expansions. Early access doesn't count. If it was a full release that started early access this year and came out officially this year, it still counts. And then top 5 games streamed, which as long as you streamed it and there is footage of you streaming this game, can count on this list.
And JP, are we going to allow overlap between the top 10 in that category?
I think so. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I would agree with that. Biggest disappointment, favorite Frown Upside Down, Zeke's title, favorite music / soundtrack, favorite sound design, favorite art style, favorite narrative story / main quest, favorite DLC / expansion, favorite fail of the year, favorite voice acting, and favorite character.
I do think there should be one on there for favorite multiplayer. Because that'll include games that are just fun games, like like Drawful, like Pictionary and shit like that. Or you can include like Battlefield or whatever the new battle games are.
Whatever those new multiplayer games are. I agree with that. And I also want to add most anticipated game of 2019.
Okay. Oh yeah, good one.
Yep.
Okay, that's our list, because otherwise, like, this is 5-hour game territory, game of the year show territory without a doubt. So that's
where we'll end. A game that was announced this. Well, I guess no. Never mind.
Well, let's put most anticipated game of the future. Let's not classify it for 2019. Let's just put there's a game that was revealed this year at an E3 or something like that, it can go on that list. I don't want to put 2019 as that cap because I think I know Co's. I know what mine is. I don't know what Zeke's is.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and announce this now. That category for me is going to be the most anticipated game that's not Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. I agree. Yes. Most anticipated game, a future that isn't Cyberpunk. That's the title of the category.
Okay, great.
That's a good idea. I wasn't going to enforce those rules on you.
Because here's the thing: if it wasn't that way, I would be legally obligated to make my answer Cyberpunk. Like there would be legal stipulations.
Yeah.
So
I got it.
You know.
I got it. Okay. All right. I'm going to save this, and then I'll send it to you guys after the show. Cool. All right. We're all good there. That's our game of the year. And we haven't decided. So we've been kicking around. Drop Frames airs on Wednesdays every week. The 2nd of January is a Wednesday. We're not going to be doing Court of Swords on the 1st, which is a Tuesday. So we could do Drop Frames on that Tuesday. Because it's the 1st.
Maybe. I'll need to look. Actually, I know we talked about this, but I need to look into that a little bit first.
Okay. It's got to be one of those 2 days. It's either the 1st or the 2nd. We have to figure it out. So once we nail that, we'll let you guys know. Once we guys figure that out, we'll let you know. Cool.
Keep going. You'll get there.
Yeah, I'll get there eventually. All right, cool. That was easy. That took less time than I thought. Let's talk video games because we have a lot to talk about. Because it's been a while since we've had any time to just talk about what we've been playing with the people that we've had on the show the past couple of weeks. Zeke, we talked about you finishing Spider-Man last week with Ziz, right? That's been a thing that we covered?
I believe so. When did I finish Spider-Man?
You hadn't beaten it yet. You had not beaten it yet. Because I remember we talked about it on the Game Awards. So we could spend the first part of the show here talking about your ending to Spider-Man. What did you think? I know what you think because we talked about it yesterday on Court of Swords, but talk to me about it. I'll pull up some footage.
Yeah, we talked about it. We talked about it a little bit yesterday on Court of Swords, but Spider-Man, you just want to know about the ending. The ending is it blew me away. It was way better than I expected. I was expecting like a mediocre ending, like I've been used to with known quantities, like known characters and stuff. And whether it be like a comic book game or like a series that we've all come to know and love and stuff like that, you get these like pretty good endings. You're okay, like usually ranging from average to okay, like average to decent. But this one was just like, I can't understand why someone from this game didn't win best voice acting. Like Yuri and everybody in the game was so spot on and so well done. It was well scripted, well acted. The actor who played Dr. Octavius, everybody was just on point and stunningly good. But what happens at the end, which I won't tell you, obviously, left me going, all right, you really tried this time, and I'm fucking loving it.
I would agree. Yeah. We were talking about it yesterday. You don't have plans to check out the DLC, right? I think Tombstone is one of the guys, and there's some Black Cat DLC as well.
No, I met Tombstone a little bit through, because I guess the DLC was there during my playthrough. Oh, so I saw him once, like doing it like a side mission or something like that, or the introduction to him. So I knew he was there. Black Cat, I didn't know she had like actual side missions other than the picture taking stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's some characters that we didn't get like a nice bow on, or I didn't get a nice bow on. Like
Gravestone.
Tombstone. Yeah,
Tombstone.
I was like, gravestone? That doesn't sound right.
Yeah.
But I plans. People ask me in my chat, like, do you have plans like every day? Do you have plans to do this? Do you have plans to do that? I'm like, dude, I don't have any fucking plans after tomorrow.
I'm just playing the goddamn game right now. Might not be playing it tomorrow. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, I mean, and also like, it's difficult for me to plan out a playthrough because a lot of times I won't finish a game if I'm not like super into it. I'll play it for a couple of days. I won't plan out like I'm going to play this game for 4 days because I'm going to beat it. Sometimes I'll just play it for one and go, this game fucking blows and I don't want to play it anymore. We're going to play something else tomorrow.
Nice.
But
I'm of that same philosophy as well.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah. And that's why it's difficult for me to plan that. I can't remember what I was going to say for number 2. But number 2 is sometimes other games come out that I wasn't prepared for or wasn't aware of, and I went kind of like Mutant Year Zero. I was really amped about the game, but I don't do a lot of prep. Like I don't like look at when it's coming out. So people were like, "Hey, Mutant Year Zero's." I was like, "Oh fuck! I've been meaning to play that shit." When it come out like 5 days ago, it's like, God damn it.
Yeah.
Have you played it yet? For the record,
Mutant Year Zero.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's one of the games I want to hear you two talk about because I know you guys have both played it. By the way, clarification: Tombstone was in the base game. Hammerhead was the DLC, which I guess you never saw Hammerhead because I never saw Hammerhead.
Oh, okay. Then no, I never did.
Yeah.
No, I never saw Hammerhead.
Yep.
Did we discuss like you guys discussed Spider-Man on the show before?
Yep. We didn't talk about the ending though. I think we'll do that in probably Game of the Year stuff because it's to repeat what I said yesterday. It is, for my interest, one of the best endings of the year. Like it is. They actually end that game. It's not just like a slow burn end where it just kind of like trail. It's like a fucking ending. It's good, and it makes me excited for the next one.
It's even more awesome if you like aren't super familiar with the Spider-Man lore.
Right.
I mean, there were twists and turns in that ending that everyone else knew was coming, and I definitely didn't. So I was like, "He's that guy!" Like, oh, it was great. It was absolutely awesome.
Yeah, it's good. I have to ask Zeke, did you tear up?
You bet I did.
Same here. Did you tear up, Co? I got a little teary-eyed.
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe one and a half manly tears.
Okay.
We'll say.
All right. It's a good ending, man. It's a good ending. I like that. If you haven't played Spider-Man, you have a PS4. Actually, I'm gonna build that statement up. If you like single player experiences and you don't have a PS4, go fucking buy one because it's the best system out there for my interest when it comes to single player games. God of War, Spider-Man. There's a bunch of them. Check it out.
Yeah,
it's good.
This like I gotta say, like, this game really surprised me. It surprised me for a few reasons. I'm not the biggest comic book, like superhero comic book fan. Like, I know a base knowledge of most of the MCU and most of like DC and stuff like that. Like the baseline. I know their basic, origin stories and kind of some of their progression. This game is for anybody. I can't recommend it enough to anybody out there. It is, you don't need to be a fan of Spider-Man. If you're a fan of third-person action at all, you will love this game.
Yeah. I think shining example of that.
I felt immediately like a badass, like right out the gate. Like my first, I did the highlight video last week in Zeke highlight video, and like the first half of the video is just me going, "Oh my God." And this is like in the first like hour and a half of playing, just like, "Oh, I'm such a badass. Oh my God." It's like immediately makes you feel like a motherfucking superhero. It's great.
Yeah. I was going to say the shining example of that is if they can get Co to play a Marvel superhero game, they must have done something right. So, yeah, it's good. You should play Spider-Man. Another game that
I
I
almost said Path of Exile. I heard you like.
I almost said Spider-Man is what I was gonna say. I think.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I wasn't gonna say Path of Exile.
Spider-Man. Spider-Man.
Yeah. You could drop the S. It'd probably still work. People just look at you a little funny.
Sounds like a little kid saying it.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. I finally got someone else to play Tetris Effect, Zeke. And I have not heard your thoughts on it. So how do you like? Did you like it? Like really, this is like one of those kids. It's like trying to show his friends a cool thing, and then he's hoping they don't hate it. So, what do you think? What do you think of Tetris VR?
It was straight stupid, man. I didn't like it at all. No, I'm kidding.
Shit.
I'm kidding.
Okay,
I'm
good.
kidding. No, Tetris Effect was fucking fun as hell.
Okay, good.
Did
I hype it up? Did I hype it up to no end?
Well, there was a lot of hype. It wasn't just you. It was a lot of things that I read, like just tweets and little blurbs here and there about people touting how good Tetris Effect is. Mm-hmm. And I don't remember who said it, but I read someone saying like, I never thought the best VR game this year would be a Tetris game. And I was like, the best? Really? Wow. Okay. And so I checked it out. And the thing that really surprised me was how lost you get in with the VR headset and headphones on. You're there, and it's just you and the music and the game. It's like a very zen kind of a feeling.
Yeah. I agree. You don't like I said, I played for 5 hours. It felt like I had that thing on for 2 minutes, and I didn't think about anything else other than just Tetris while I was playing that. For the longest time, like this was my go-to thing every night. I'd play Tetris for like 30 minutes to an hour before I would go to sleep because it was therapeutic in a weird way. Because you just get so fucking engrossed in it, you don't think about anything else. You don't have time to think about anything else. And this is on like expert difficulty. Yeah, you played it on the harder difficulty. I played normal or whatever, which is I think 30 lines on these and not 48, and not as fast.
And dude, I gotta say, like I'm not a very good Tetris player, but I managed. It managed to be a decent challenge. Like it wasn't pretty how I'd like get the 48 lines to beat the level, but not only was it gave me a sense of accomplishment when I did it, but also like the music in the game, like you look at those guys on the bottom there, just like,
oh yeah, they're
like,
chanting.
and the music's pumping because the game, this particular level starts out, and they do this all the way through. They do like these cool little switches and changes in mood and that kind of stuff all the way through. But this particular level was, I think, might be the last one I played because it was difficult for me to clear it. But it starts off like slow like this.
Yeah.
Yep. It starts off slow like this. And I'm sure my audience hated it because I was always like looking up.
Well, so
I had to like put my head and just look up with my eyes instead of my entire head.
I did this thing.
I'm looking at what's next, the pieces that are next.
About 2 hours in, I hadn't talked to Chad in 2 hours. It's one of the issues with PlayStation VR is you can't load like a chat app into it to read it. So I ended up taking the headset off, and everyone in the chat was like, "Stop fucking bobbing your head, god damn it! It's giving us motion sickness." The entire time I'm just doing this, and the entire time the camera's going, "Oh god, I can't watch the screen." Like you gotta stop. So
yeah, I wish there was like something that made a steady cam for what's on the screen.
I agree,
rather than what's in your face. Yep. But that's like you hit a certain number of lines. I don't know if it's like 16 or 17 lines somewhere in that area on this particular level, and then the music speeds up and it immediately makes it like a lot more frantic because the music speeds up, but also the piece speed speeds up as well.
Yep.
And it's just like you're fucking in it. It's like not like you're taken away to another land like magic. It's just like they do such a good job of just bumping you the fuck up, like right when you're like, Okay, I've done this before. All right, here's the last line. And you're like, okay, I got this. Let's go. And it just pumps you the fuck up. It's great.
It's the equivalent of going to like an EDM show or like a concert, and like when the drop hits, you have to do like arithmetic. Like it's something that doesn't make much sense when you say it out loud, but when you're playing, you're like, oh God, here it fucking goes. And the other thing, I saw a bunch of people like in chat saying like, this looks stressful. Like this does not look enjoyable or anything, but it's the best kind of stress. At least it was for me. Like it was good. Afterwards, I like had like it was a mental drain. Like it felt like I had worked out without doing anything. So did you make it to the last area, by the way, or is this as far as you went?
No, this is it took me, this was at the end of the broadcast. I had just finished. I don't remember what I had just finished, but I had like 2 hours left in the broadcast, and I was like, man, what the fuck should I do?
Yeah.
You know what? I'll check out not Beat Saber. Sorry. I'll check out Tetris Effect. And I was glad I did. However, like JP was saying, VR games, I could easily play this game 5, 6, 7 hours just because it's so zen. But it's tough to stream.
Yeah.
Just chat and the interaction. Like I thrive on interaction, like chat interaction, and VR games are very difficult when that's kind of like
your thing.
Yeah, I feel like I think not streaming right.
Right. Yeah, I think any streamer that just reads chat on a normal basis, whether it's them interacting with it or whether it's just reading chat to read it, you can't in this. So it's a very, you're constantly wondering like, oh God, I hope it's still like outputting. I hope they could still see stuff. I hope that people aren't just fucking spamming the same thing over and over again in chat. I hope that there's not like a raid from someone else right now that I'm not like, that you get nothing. There's none of that.
When the cat's away, man.
Right. Yeah. I hope the chat is being oh God, what if someone's, all right, let me just take a peek here.
Yeah.
And it just breaks that whole immersion thing and just takes you right out of the game the second you do that. So it's tough.
Well, I think what I would like to do is if I play a VR game, I'd love to have someone like either in a Discord call or someone sitting next to me so that I feel like I'm still connected to the chat, like feeding me chat questions or chat conversation and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Have a mod or someone sit in there. That'd be pretty cool.
We did stuff like that in our first VR streams. It really, really helps.
Yeah.
I did a lot of Elite Dangerous VR streaming, and like they would relay to me frequently, and I'd frequently just be like, "Hey, is everything okay?"
Yeah, I mean, you start getting worried. Yeah,
take it off, look in chat. Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
But there's gonna be some more VR shit like when we get to the indies, that I'm really excited to talk about as well. Awesome. If you're not sick of VR talk yet.
I love VR talk.
And there it is. God damn it. I can feel it.
Yeah.
Every time flames just pop up right behind the game, the game screen. And then the guys, the worshipers start like popping in just one by one. The circle of worshipers gets bigger and bigger. And they move like this. So like this first, just like this. And then they
like
just
an
like start
story, or is it just all like flavor for fun stuff?
It feels like that. It feels like,
here's the thing.
Moments of Subnautica.
Well, they call this mode Journey, and it's a fucking journey going from the first thing all the way to the end. Is without a doubt a journey through whatever you want to call this stuff, levels, worlds, whatever.
Can you give them a little bit of the sound just so they can kind of get a taste?
Yeah. Let's see. Here you go. Is that coming through? Music's good. This is probably one of the more upbeat songs as well from the game. Not to say the other songs aren't upbeat, but like this has a lot of rhythm to it. Some of the songs are also vocal. Some are like very wispy.
Oh, and
do I need to take it down so you can talk?
It gives me goosebumps. It gives me goosebumps. It's so good. It fits so well.
Whoops. That wasn't open like I thought it was.
I do the same shit. It's gonna end here, so I'm gonna kill
That
it.
was even worse.
Something I forgot to mention was when you're playing it, certain levels, like when you are rotating the pieces, it'll be part of the sound
Right.
design.
Oh, that's in every
Where I'm
song.
like-
every level has like some sort of audible thing to the pieces rotating and moving even.
Is it everyone?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, like that's
Some are more
that's
standout, I guess.
well, yeah. That's kind of the beauty of the game is that you don't even realize that the music, in a sense, is occurring or the sounds that you're hearing are because of you actually playing the game, and the fact that you didn't pick up on that, I think, speaks to how good the music is because it just fits, which is cool.
Yep.
I will say, try to get to the last level if you can, because it's the best. It's the best music. It's the best level. It's the hardest challenge. It's kind of everything all encompassing.
Well, I'll tell you this: being as mediocre as I am at Tetris, if you are of average skill, I might suggest like trying out the expert mode, because the pieces fall fast, but you learn that you can sit there in a certain spot and rotate many times. I don't know there's probably a technical term for that.
There is.
Once you
I
get
don't know what
like
it's called.
to the next brick, a lot of times you can rotate like 5-6 times to make sure, because I'll overcorrect. I'll be like, that fit, fuck, I passed it, god damn it, I gotta go back around. Gotta swing back around and get the one that fits again.
As you play more, there's a limit to how many times you can spin as well. Towards the later levels.
I got an achievement or something, or a trophy.
Yeah. Oh, just now?
I spun it. No, just during the game where I spun it like enough times to get an achievement. It's like you spun the fucking piece like 8 times in a row. Here's your fucking trophy.
Yep. Yeah.
If it wasn't called Spin to Win, then I don't know what they're making games for.
That's true. That's a good one. That's a good one. I don't know what the achievement was called. I think I ended up getting something similar as well, but
well, it's called Sit and Spin.
oh, yeah. There you go. Sit and spin. Yeah, I can also speak to the idea that if you're bad at Tetris, this game, the story journey, whatever the fuck it's called, will actually teach you how to be good at Tetris from just failure. Like, if you watch my first level and the final level when I actually complete it, it's night and day. Like, I was basically in class for 5 hours learning how to play Tetris through this. So it does a good job with that stuff, without a doubt. Highly recommend it. I think Zeke does as well. So,
How much is this? I can't readily look it up.
Thing. It's 30 bones. It's kind of pricey. 30 bucks for Tetris. And if you don't play the VR, I think I'd say it's overpriced. Because the experience is like VR. If you're not getting that, it's just
don't
Tetris.
play this, not VR.
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
Yeah. I mean, if you like Tetris, it's a good Tetris, but don't buy
Apparently
it.
it's 20 right now.
Oh,
by the way.
Oh, it's 20 on sale. Okay.
Okay. Totally worth 20.
Yeah, 20 is a good buy. 30 is a little steep, though. 30 is a little steep. Yeah. Anyways, that's Tetris VR. I'm glad you checked it out. We got to convince Ko to play it somehow. In the future.
I got to get my stuff set back up. Yeah.
Well, that's the beauty
One
of
day.
PSVR, man. You just get the headset on, you're good to go. That's why
I had to rip it apart to get the capture working properly, and it was kind of a mess. So yeah, I got to like reset it and everything.
Huh. Okay. Yeah. That's why I haven't set up any of the Vive shit. But let's not start a VR discussion.
I almost did that thing that everybody fucking hates, where you're like, I gotta do all this shit. And I was like, oh really? Just works for me. Like, mine never does that. Like, my PC never does that. It's like, thanks for the help, dick.
Yeah. Anyways, why don't the two of you talk a little bit about Mutant Year Zero? We'll let Ko jump in first. Is this basically just a reskinned XCOM? Like what? What's
Did
up?
you
No.
beat it, Co?
No, both of you
No.
have not beat it yet.
I am like, I think I'm
Okay.
2 to 4 maps to the end. I'm actually going to be playing, for anyone interested, by the way, I'm going to be playing it for an hour directly after Drop Frames today. And then I'm going to start the stream with it tomorrow and beat it. So, yeah. So Mutant Year Zero is an, man, what's a good way to say it? It is a small team RPG with XCOM battle mechanics, but it does, even though there's a lot of similarities to XCOM, the fundamental feel does not feel like XCOM at all. And there's a couple very key reasons why.
Huh.
So first of all, the thing that is really interesting about this game is there is an overland open, well, semi-open world RPG element to it. So when you're not in combat, you can just walk around and loot a bunch of stuff and, look at different things and investigate things for story elements or find new characters or things like that. And that's completely devoid of the combat. And then when you find an enemy and you come into their range or you ambush them, at that point, it like starts the XCOM battle stuff.
Are you hardest difficulty and Iron Man, or what are you at?
Hardest difficulty. I'm on
Not
hardest
Iron Man.
difficulty, not Iron Man.
That,
Yeah.
Me too. Okay, cool.
Yeah. So the very important distinctions between this and XCOM though are they're twofold. The first one is that this game is designed where every map is a puzzle, and the puzzle is take out as many small enemies as you can before the big fight of the map. And almost every map has like a big fight, and those are fights that generally have like multiple people that are so close to each other that you can't take one of them. But it also has this interesting silent kill mechanic where if you ambush an enemy and you can kill them using silent weapons or disable them and kill them before their turn, then you can actually take them out without triggering anyone else on the map. So a good part of this game is not combat, but just analyzing the environment, trying to find situations to take out like 1 or 2 people at a time while not distracting the others. While at the same time kind of balancing not only your 3-person squad, which there's multiple people, so you can have different people in your squad. They all have like a little skill tree. They all have a full weapon, 2 different weapons, body armor, grenades, and helmet, and those all have different effects that mix and match as well. So it's kind of, it feels a little bit more like an RPG. And then here's the big thing. The big thing that separates this game from XCOM. This game has a heart. Like this is not like a strategy game that has, kind of like a somewhat loose, interesting, let's save the world story on top of it. These are really well voiced characters, all with distinct personalities. There is an overarching story, a world that's very interesting. There's all sorts of post-apocalyptic weirdness going on. They've gone to great detail in explaining, like you'll find an old relic, like a cassette tape or a book.
Well, right here, look at this. Can you pause it, JP?
Oh, yeah, yes, I'll pause it. I'll bring that back. Anyways, continue on, Co. What about
But anyway, like all the items, and especially like the old tech items, have like these funny descriptions about what they think it's used for, but they're not really sure what it's used for. And it's got a lot of soul. It has a lot of soul. And what's also really cool is you start the game and you can tell it's post-apocalyptic. You can tell you're playing a pig and a duck person, and you're just sitting here the whole time like, what the hell is going on? And for the entire time, I was under the assumption, I knew this was an established IP. Like it's based on a board game. And it's based on, I should say, it's based on an established IP. I think it's more than just a board game. And I thought that everyone already knew what these characters. What's up?
I think is it a tabletop RPG?
I think so. Yeah. I think it's like a bunch of different things. I think it's like a whole setting for a bunch of different types of things. But yeah, so and actually there's a Kickstarter thing right now for another TRPG, Mutant Year Zero kind of thing that's apparently doing really well. But anyway, the thing that's really kind of interesting is I thought going into this game that since I hadn't played anything else in the Mutant Year Zero background, that I was just missing a lot of information, but was very pleasantly surprised to later find out, without spoilers, that this game actually like very much delves into like, what the hell is this pig and duck thing doing? Like, what's going on in this world? Why is all this the way it is? and I'm just kind of getting to those questions getting answered, and it's been really cool, and a lot of fun. The whole game has just been thoroughly enjoyable.
Yeah.
Just as people were talking about, like, or Co was talking about the finding old artifacts from the past, and their descriptions of them. This one's called the Hipster Fruit Tester, and the description is power brick that has an image of fruit etched on one side and continuously displays a flashing power battery icon on the other. This was used to determine the ripeness of fruits. Chroniclers say that this device had a secondary music playing function, which required some earpieces to be attached to it. Now, it's what they describe as an iPod. They find an iPod, and they think it's a fruit tester because it has an apple on the back of it and stuff like that. And it's very clever and funny and humorous how they do that, because it made me think, like, it brought up the subject of, like, I wonder how much shit we're wrong about. Like, as far as, like, ancient peoples, like, we found this thing. It's like, oh, this has to be like a weapon or something. It's like, no, we use that to scratch our asses. Like that kind of shit. Like, how much shit have we been wrong about?
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's, there was another game that did something. Oh, I'm thinking of Donut County, where it was the raccoon that was, like, finding stuff and misinterpreting it. Yeah. Yeah. That's
every artifact item has a neat description. You find like a hipster, like, douchebag fedora hat. That's a very cool description.
And one of the better ones, as chat's nailing, it's like you find this item and one of your characters is like, wait, don't touch it. I've heard of one of these. This is one of those boxes that has explosives in it. You need to be very careful, because if you get too close to it, it'll start emitting this crazy, ridiculous noise. They called it a boom box. So whatever you do, don't get near it. And like and you can tell, and then they'll start talking to each other and be like, oh man, thanks for telling me. Oh, like, I don't know what would have happened. And they do it really well. And there's, Lindsay, like 10, 15 different items like this, all over the place.
They tell you on the map how many there are.
Yeah. So it's really cool. Also, another fun mechanic is if you're watching the gameplay right now, you have a flashlight that you can turn on and off. And when the flashlight is off, you are sneaking, but none of the loot shows up in the world, and all the enemies have, like, reduced radius. You're also a lot slower. But then if you turn the flashlight on, everyone can see you better. But what's the cool little feature of it is if you put your flashlight over the game world, any loot will then reflect the light. So you can, like, clear out an enemy clear out an area all stealthily, and then go back there with your flashlight, just kind of going around, and you'll just, like, light up all the loot, and you can loot everything. There's also a very developed meta game. So there's a base that has, like, multiple different areas. All the guns can be upgraded multiple times. There's scopes and damage implements, so you can add to weapons that change how they function and what they do. There's a research function, and that's when you find the ancient technology. They give you research points, and you can use those to get permanent buffs on your character. A full store that gets updated throughout the game, depending on, like, how much side areas you want to explore. Like, it'll open up new stuff to buy in the store. And then all over every map is scrap, which is basically money. And depending on how thorough you are, determines, like, if you can get some of the better items and weapons in the game towards the end.
So,
to speak to the sneaking aspect of it, you can sneak, like, if you can make it in between, like, the enemy's vision radius, like, you don't have to fight everything. In fact, most things you can completely avoid. You can go, I bet you could travel the entire map and not fight an enemy. Like I passed by a lot of shit that was way too high a level because I just waited for them, like, to move, and I snuck around, and I ended up in a level that was, like, way too high for me. I got caught by some guards or something like that in the next, like, next map point over. But that's the cool part about this, is that it's exploration, and you can sneak past things. You don't have to fight everything. There's a couple of mechanics that I want to mention. One, things are set.
Yeah, that's what I was about to ask. Like, if there's
items
RNG
are set,
or anything.
Baked in
items
RNG.
are set, and artifacts are set. Everything is set. In particular, you clean out a map. If it's possible to clean out a map of enemies, items, and artifacts, and all that kind of stuff. So, like, once that map is, like, completely clean, or you think it is, There's nothing else for you to get there, as far as I know, as far as I've come across.
You're right. Yeah, that's correct.
Controller support, yes. I use a controller.
Oh.
It's super easy. It's better than XCOM controller wise. It's because there's honestly, because it's less complicated. There's less stuff to keep track of.
Yeah.
And there's not that many buttons that you need to use. And it's turn-based, so you don't have to like, it's not real time, so you don't have to like be quick. You can actually like plan out your stuff. A couple of things that I want to point out that are some people might like or hate about this. This game is really forgiving, even on the hardest difficulty. As far as it's not like XCOM. XCOM, you're playing soldiers that you can name yourself. This game, you're playing protagonists. You're playing PCs that have names, that have voice lines. So if you the way to lose a battle is everybody in your squad has to die. If even one person is alive by the end of a battle, everybody pops back up at the end with 1 HP. At least this is the hardest difficulty. They pop back up at the end of the battle with 1 HP. So I've won battles with one person left. Finally kill the final enemy of the encounter, and then everybody pops back up. However, it would behoove you not to take a lot of damage because the only way to heal on the hardest difficulty is with med packs. You don't get auto heal. There's no like going back to the hub and you automatically get your health refilled. Nope. You have to spend what you've found, like the scrap pieces that you found, in order to fill up your health.
And that's the exact same scrap that you get upgrades with, all of your other fun stuff. The exact same pool.
Yep. My pattern is broken up because this happens to me all the time. It's because I'm trying to get so many ideas out at the same time. I start like stuttering and shit. This is not new. Because this game excites me. I really, really like this game. And I think even if you don't like XCOM, there's a chance you would like this game because the combat is in and out. You can choose to initiate combat, or you choose to initiate combat mostly if you're careful and you don't get caught sneaking. You choose to initiate combat almost every time.
Also, and Zeke actually touched on something I wanted to mention that really differentiates this game between XCOM and this. This game is all about the 100% shot. This game has guaranteed hits, and the goal in many ways is to get your team to always have guaranteed hits. That takes a significant amount out of it. Also, it's a step down 25% system. So if you are not getting a guaranteed hit, you are getting a 75%. If you are not getting a 75%, you're getting a 50%, 25 or out of range. That's how it always works. Which again alleviates some of that like 95% hit stress. Like it's much more kind of like you are in control of the fight. It's much more like if you do the dance properly, it's gonna work. You're not going to fail if you do it right, kind of thing. Now it does play in like to there's a lot of crit stuff that comes into count, especially if you're trying to take out people stealthy. So there is a lot of like save reloading if you're trying to take people out. Because again, if you get like the way that it works is there's silent weapons and normal weapons. If you use a normal weapon, if there's enemies even slightly near you, they will hear your gun, and then the next enemy turn, they will run in and try to kill you. And then the other part that's really bad about that is even if you use all silent weapons, let's say you're attacking a guy with 24 health. If you do 23 health to him by that turn, so he's got 1 health left, the turn goes to his, and the first thing he does is, hey guys, there's people over here. And then you see like 5 new enemies pop up on your map. Yep. and basically like every enemy on the map is then on your ass. So
that's honestly like the biggest RNG section is the crit section. That little tiny section. That's where you live and die, is in that little tiny crit section. Because Co, are you fading away? Co,
I don't feel so good, Mr. Z.
I'll get your parents to kiss at prom, I swear. No, that's where you live and die is the crit section, because as the game progresses, the enemies get more health and they're harder to kill and yada, yada, yada. So you'll have like 3 turns of sneaking, but you need at least 1 person to crit. And if that last person doesn't crit, like Co said, you'll get mobbed. However,
what's hilarious
don't quit out because you can survive a mob situation.
Oh yeah. And what's kind of hilarious is the only skill in the game that gives you a guaranteed crit drops your hit chance by 25%. Huh. So it's like, a guaranteed crit is always a chance. Now, what's kind of fun, and this is slightly spoilery, but I'm going to go ahead and say it anyway. There are some very powerful synergies in this game, particularly between keeping characters hidden and getting the right items on them. So, for instance, there's a character that you can make it so if she attacks first from an ambush, she has a 100% crit rate. And there's lots of little kind of synergies like that. If you kind of look through all the mutations and you can kind of like add up like, oh, if I put this on this guy and then I keep them hidden and I have her on high ground, like you can kind of start getting these little fun synergies together. But they're extremely powerful once you find them. And it's the difference between having to like save and reload on a stealth kill or always getting the stealth kill.
Nice.
That definitely something worth bringing up is the save and reload. This game is pretty checkpoint heavy. After a battle is done, whether it's one enemy or a dozen, after you win the battle, meaning that the enemy or enemies are all dead and no one else has noticed you, it auto saves right there. So it auto saves a lot throughout the game. It feels like, I'm not sure how Iron Man works, but on the hardest difficulty without Iron Man on, it definitely feels a little like, because you're used to playing XCOM, and if you play XCOM on the hardest difficulty, it feels like you're cheating. It feels like you're save scumming without even meaning to, because I fought, died, lost a battle, and then you just start right back over at the beginning of the battle, and that's like all the penalty you get, like because your characters don't die because they're player characters, they're PCs, they have names and voice lines, like I said.
Yeah. You guys might have already mentioned this, but the story obviously is something you guys keep going back to. How is the story told? Are there cutscenes? Is it just dialogue options? Like what?
All three. There are artistic, stylized comic book style cutscenes between major, I think they call them sessions, and those kind of push you to different areas of the map and kind of update you. You know what? I was gonna say what the story is, but honestly, I think it's fun if you find it out like as you play it.
Yeah.
But it's told. There's in the central city area. There's actually a couple buildings you can go into that are almost just lore. Like there's one building you go into and there's a dude and he will just basically like give you all the lore you haven't heard yet to that point in the story, and he'll like tell you what's going on, and it's like super cool. Also, it's important to mention all of this, everything me and Zeke have been talking about, so well voice acted. Like all the voices are so good. Like you can hear, like there's this one character named Dux, and he always sounds pissed off and irritable, and it's so good because every time we hear him, we're like, is he pissed off? Is he irritable? Yeah, he is. There it is again. Like it's they really have like these baked in traits, and like the big guy is like the condescending parent figure, and he's always making little quips about how like you do it right the first time or you don't do it, like, and it's just it's really, really well done.
I was trying to come up with one of the
reasons I'm still playing it.
I was trying to come up with like I was like, why does the Dux character, his voice and voice lines, it reminds me of like a trope or something. And someone said, oh yeah, he's like a noir detective. And I was like, fuck, that's exactly right.
Huh.
He's got this inner monologue, like I was out out in the valley and I spotted something. And it's like, you can picture him like smoking a cigarette and inner monologue, like telling the audience and that kind of stuff. And then the pig is like this like a grizzled like sergeant veteran. Yeah, there you go. Yep. But what really surprised me about the game was not only the script, the dialogue is really well written, it's really well voice acted. But what I didn't expect is how serious they take it. And it is awesome. It's so funny, it's so enjoyable to see a mutant giant duck, pig, etc., but have them be so serious about what's going on in the world, and we gotta fix this. We gotta get to Eden, and that kind of shit. phenomenally well done in that department, which I thought it was just going to be like, haha, joke, let's have fun, that kind of stuff. But it's really good. It gets me pumped.
But in that world that Zeke just described, there are some very, very dark and and dreary themes. Like this is a post-apocalyptic game, and you kind of like uncover some very sad stories about the end of the world as you play through it. And it's kind of wild because, you know, here you are with a talking pig, a talking duck, and a talking other characters that you find down the road. And they'll be sitting like over a body talking about like a family and stuff. And you're just sitting there like,
jeez,
I don't know whether to take this. Like, this is like, it's like so many different weird ways to feel about it. But it's really well done.
Yeah.
It's really well done. And like Zeke said, they always keep this really nice, serious tone, even when they're joking. Like when they read those research items, like they completely flat voices, totally immersed into what they're talking about. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
Do you have Swedish people in your chat that help you out with Swede memes? The Swede memes in the game? Because this is made by Swedish developers and stuff. So there's like every road is a Swedish, every road, city, proper noun is like a Swedish name. And it's fun to try to pronounce them because, you know, with our fucking American like dialect and that kind of stuff, they'll laugh. But there are definite jokes that Swedish people go like, that's funny. You're like, why is that funny?
How long would you guys say the game is in terms of just hours?
I am getting
15
close and I have played it 27 hours, but I think I left it on overnight once. So I think a full playthrough would probably last around 20 hours.
Okay.
I'm at 15 and I probably have at least one more full like 8-hour broadcast.
Oh, okay.
I'd imagine maybe even plus some. So it's a $35 price point, which is kind of daunting, but it's absolutely like hours played to fun had to dollar amount is totally worth it if you look at it like that. And that's a question I hate. Is it worth $35? Because I don't want anybody fucking coming to me and being like, I paid $35. You said it was good.
Well, no, I will go ahead and take that mantle from you, Zeke, because I can definitely say like when it comes to value per hour, I either usually do like $2 per value or per hour is a good value, especially if you were enjoying yourself. And the more you enjoy yourself, the more that goes up. But then there's always games like BioShock Infinite, which, you know, you could beat in 8 hours, but was a $60 title. But still, arguably, when it came out, was worth every penny just because it was a really, really good 8 hours. And I kind of feel that way about this game. Like, even though it may not have the length, the time or the quality of this game is definitely worth the price. Not only that, this is one of the first games I played in memory that wasn't just like a buggy mess. Like, I don't think it crashed. It hasn't crashed a single time. Very few things have been bugged.
Well, hold on. Let's take a look at your track record here, Co. Fallout 76, Kingmaker.
I have run into a bug. Yeah. But it's not nearly as bad as other companies. It was definitely a breath of fresh air. To be fair, I did run into bugs.
Okay.
But it was none of them were like game breaking. There was no major issue. Like
the game wasn't made by Bethesda, so you know. Yeah.
It was good.
I ran into a couple of bugs that pissed me off, which hopefully they're fixing. But one of the bugs is dealing with Dux, one of the characters. Sometimes when he's last to move or last to go, he stops being able to be moved for whatever reason. His Overwatch like little symbol goes away. It has to do with like his wing power that he gets early on in the game. If you so choose to get it, it's something. There's some catch between that power and the ability to move or whatever. It fucks it up. And I ran into that a couple times where I had to restart a battle, but the battles go pretty fast anyway, so it wasn't like detrimental. I probably like all told probably like 20 minutes, maybe half an hour of gameplay like that I had to redo.
That's wild, man. I don't think I ever ran into
You never run into it, Co? Really? Thanks.
Co is that guy for a second.
I don't think it's real, to be honest. I kind of think you're making.
I think this is just. I think you were still playing Tetris VR and imagined all this. I think is what happened, probably.
But it is worth mentioning that apparently if you have Xbox Game Pass, this game is free right now. So go get it.
Cool.
There you go.
Yeah.
No, that's hearsay. That's all chat. But then enough people have said it that I'm like, okay,
I've seen that stuff, that news around. So this I have to say, this is probably the most high spoken game that you guys have both agreed on. And I think since, I don't know, it's been a while since I've had the two of you like super into this without like saying any downsides or anything like that. So it's piqued my interest. Good game, for sure. Man. Yeah.
Good. A lot of fun.
Yeah. And is it on PS4 or is it PC and Xbox only? Do you guys know? I'll wait for confirmation from chat on that. See where it's at.
Yakuza, me and Zeke were definitely on the same page for Yakuza and
Persona, yeah.
And Persona.
PS4,
I think we
Xbox
both
One,
really love
and
Spider-Man
Windows,
too.
Yeah, Spider-Man was good. Or yeah, Spider-Man was agreed on by everyone for sure. Okay, it's on PS4 too. Cool. Go play it. It's supposed to be good. I think
7 out of 10, 78 on Metacritic. You fuckers, you guys don't know.
It's Metacritic. It's whatever. I want to say, just a random side tangent, I think that this is the game that when we did Krendor's one shot, they have a mutation list in their rulebook that has like 1,000 mutations, and we would just roll a D1000 to see what we would get. And I want to say it was from this game, from this rulebook. Chat might have to confirm that stuff. I think I also have you guys mentioned it was a tabletop RPG. I might have the rulebook upstairs that someone sent me like a year or two ago. But I'm not 100% certain. So I don't know.
Like I mentioned earlier, if you are into the tabletop version of this game, I think there's a really successful Kickstarter that apparently has some really good benefits. And it's like, I think it's at like 70,000 over like from a 10 requirement or something. So it may be a good time. If you love that kind of stuff, like good time to check it out.
Cool. What were you going to say, Zeke?
I was just going to say, like, it was really cool to see people come into the chat and go like, oh my God, I played this tabletop game. Oh my God, this is like from the, I think, late 80s, early 90s, like when it first came out. And how like the nostalgia factor for like the Scandinavian like people was awesome to see. Was totally great to see. It's like, oh my God, I remember this from like, 15 years ago or whatever.
Yeah. Huh. That's cool. It's definitely, you guys put it on my radar for sure. If I can get pulled away from Path of Exile, which I don't know if that's going to happen. We'll spend the last 10 minutes because I don't know how much extra me and Co can say about Path of Exile except for what's in the new league. So we won't spend too much time on it on the show. Only
got 10 minutes now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We'll spend 10 minutes now before the break. Talking about some Path of Exile. Co, what do you think of the new league? With the caveat that you're still leveling. You haven't hit...
No, JP, you got like 10 minutes right now. Are you going to discuss it right now?
Yeah. Yeah, Zeke. You fucking idiot.
Let me just repeat that again. I know. No, it's terrible. It's terrible. I'm a bad co-host, and you should fire me.
Go ahead. Go. What do you think of Path of Exile's betrayal?
I feel like this league has been a long time coming. It's definitely a league that you can tell is for the long-term players. There is a mechanic in Path of Exile called the Master System, and they have essentially completely redone that system from the ground up in a way that most people, including myself, feels a lot better. They also have done some really great changes with the way that hideouts work. So a big thing about hideouts that prevent a lot of people from really investing anything into them is that every single league, you would basically have to rebuild your hideout from the ground up. So, people would do like for fun builds and stuff, but it was never really a home. It was more like an apartment you were renting every 3 months. But now this league, they've made some really significant changes. You now have a hideout manager. There's more different types of hideouts. And from what I understand, your hideout is now persistent. So you can actually like build a whole bunch of stuff and make it like a really cool home. And then that will kind of move with you through the game and story as you keep going. The master system also has been completely reworked, which also includes a reworking of the crafting system. That's been great. The Bestiary League got a complete reset, and it's done really, really well in this now. It's about 10 times less frustrating, and it's kind of all automatic, which makes it a lot more fun. We've also seen both the Temple and Delves are now fully back and implemented. They're both working great, especially considering now whenever you get one of them, like a lot of times on a map, you'll get 3 different nodes now at a time. So it's much less sporadic, and it's more like if you find one, it's like, oh, cool, now I'm doing this on this map. And then you have the new betrayal mechanic in general, which is almost like this weird CSI loot system thing where you're having to like uncover who's who, and then you go in and invade their safe houses and fight them, and basically just a new loot mechanic. But it's pretty fun and really, really in depth.
Yes.
Like, I don't know if you've seen the pic JP of all the different commanders and all the different locations and what they do.
Oh yeah.
Oh my Lord.
It's up like on a monitor to track while I'm playing.
They basically like have put a lot of thought and work into this new system in ways that allow you to really kind of fine tune and balance what your stuff is if you want to. I haven't been. I've just been like doing it willy-nilly and doing safe houses whenever they pop up, and it's still a lot of fun. In fact, for an example, for some people in chat that's really cool, what they did was they added in all these new ways to get loot. So one of the things I saw today, and I just happened to notice JP was in chat when I did it for the first time, is there'll be this screen, and you have to put a white item in the left. And when you hit start, a timer starts going down, and another side of the window opens up, and there's a bunch of rare crafting materials. So what basically happens is you start with a white item, you have a whole bunch of crafting materials you wouldn't normally get, and you have this limited amount of time to try to like figure out and re-roll and maybe val or scour, and like you're sitting there kind of looking at stats and trying to do them, and you have like 10 seconds to do it total. And it's a really, really interesting, fun way to do it.
Yeah.
And and there's a couple different little interesting loot mechanics like that in there too.
There is.
But overall, I mean,
really good.
One of the reasons I love GGG, man, every expansion is a big step forward. And this is just another big step forward. Even when they have like a side step, like the Bestiary League, they can take that and turn it into something awesome for a future league. Bestiary went from a league I just didn't like. I didn't like Bestiary. And now the exact same league in this new league, or the new vision of the Bestiary League in this, is awesome. Like, it's great. You just meet the guy, he runs around with you, you kill some hard enemies, and every so often something pops up and say, hey, want to go kill him again for some really good loot? No? Okay, cool. Keep doing your thing. That's it. It's great. So, yeah, more PoE, more awesome, and just keeps boding well. This game just keeps getting better and better.
Yeah, this we say it almost every expansion, but this expansion, I think in particular, is the best that Path of Exile has ever been. Like, you nailed it in the sense that it's
most amount of players of any league.
Yeah, they hit a peak concurrent of, I want to say it was like 200,000 across the board, but it was like 140 or something just on Steam.
It's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot for sure. And the server stayed up for the most part. There was a couple of hiccups on Saturday and Sunday, and I think it went down yesterday, but I'm not sure if that was related to server congestion or anything like that. But yeah, it was a pretty smooth launch, all things considered.
Also some great, I don't know if it's new, but Einhar has some of the best voice acting in the game, right?
Did you see his betrayal, his Diablo line? He's like, Exile, you have nets, don't you? Or something like that.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It's just like a straight dick.
Hey, look at this little guy. Let's catch him. Maybe he make good pet until I eat him.
Yeah, they're good. He's probably...
That was a great fight. I'm going to write a poem about this. Do you like poems? I write lots of good poems.
He's great. He's a good character. Yeah, I've put 65 hours into the game so far since Friday, so I've been playing the shit out of it. It's great. You mentioned some of the trials, some of the other stuff that you can do that's similar to the Tiny's trials. There's one where it's pick a unique. So you click a button, it has 8 seconds, and you have to basically, you can grab one unique out of that chest, and if you don't actually like move it over to your inventory, you don't have it. So they're doing things that is a great way to teach new players how to identify stuff faster, and they're putting it in stuff that's fun to begin with, but also like slightly good, like a good sense of stress when it comes to deciding that stuff. So it's good. The betrayal stuff takes a little long, I would say. When we had Chris on last week, he was saying that it's supposed to take around 125, 130 cycles, which is basically a map. I've done one of the like masterminds. I won't spoil the fight or anything, but it's good. Yeah, I'm getting close to a second one pretty soon here. So I think that first one took around 30. It's about a 30-hour thing to see kind of the mastermind from what I can tell.
I'm not even like halfway through mine, and I'm on Act 9 right now.
Yeah.
And I've been doing them every opportunity I see them too.
Yep. It takes a long chunk of time for that stuff. I don't think there's really anything else. It's just good. It's just good. I'm enjoying it.
Just more good. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the other thing. It's been cool seeing people that, and I'm sure you got this. I think almost every streamer has gotten this, where people have finally jumped in after like watching Path of Exile for a long time and have finally started playing. And now all those guys are coming back to me saying like, well, I'm full blown addicted. Like, thanks a lot for this shit. Because I put in 30 hours over the weekend and all I did was just eat shit food and just play Path of Exile nonstop. So yeah,
they had a great time.
They're having a great time. Exactly. Yeah, I don't really think there's anything else to mention apart from it's more Path of Exile, but it's everything that they've added this league so far has been really good. I don't know if there's any like negative things that they've done.
And for me, as a newer player at just over 500 hours, this is the first real expansion that kind of like caught everything up. Like there is no question that the master system was just annoying.
Yes.
Like it was a frustrating, time-wasting system. And it was probably, as I said multiple times during previous PoE streams, it was the worst part of the game.
Yeah.
So to see them like not only remove it, but to like change it in a drastically better way is very, very cool.
Without
like it's clear they listen to a lot of feedback for the new system because it functions beautifully. So.
Yeah, the crafting stuff is a godsend, and it's such little stuff, but it's like you no longer have to wait till a fucking master is level 7 to remove a craft.
Yep.
So you don't have to have like 15 hours invested into one master to remove a weapon craft. You can just do it, and it's the same button. You just click replace, and it's done. Like it's the simplest thing, but it's so good.
Is crafting stuff like I actually wanted to confirm this with you because I still think this is a little crazy. People are saying that the crafting accruing, like all the recipes and stuff we're getting now, are one-time unlocks.
Yeah,
for accounts.
I think so. Yeah,
so it's like you only have to do all this stuff once, and then your account can you can do whatever you want to do in future.
I believe that's accurate.
That is badass.
Yeah,
like, that adds like palpable progress between leagues that then sticks to your account, and that is awesome. Like that is something that it's always kind of felt like a full restart every league, but with that in game now, it's like, oh cool, now I can kind of like fast forward my builds, fast forward my crafting. I don't have to do any of that annoying master stuff anymore. Really nice. People are saying
it's conflicting.
Is it league specific?
I think it might go to standard, and then if it's a new league, it starts back up in the sense that it resets. I think is how it is. I think that's how it works. Like if you find it in a league, it goes to standard. But then if a new league starts, you still have to find all the recipes over again.
Oh, interesting. Well, I guess there's no way to confirm if it's per league, is there?
Yeah,
we can't test that
unless GG is out there saying one or the other. The other stuff in terms of quality of life stuff, this won't matter for people that are just getting into the game, but it kind of does. The way that they've actually redone Zana or Zana, however you want to say her, who's the master, so to speak, of the map system, is when you do a daily for her now, or when you find her in a mission in a map and do one of the maps for her, it actually gives you Atlas completion. So it makes like grinding maps so much fucking simpler and easier because you're not just trying, like you can get Atlas completion so much easier this league, and it's such a fucking godsend. Because you're not sitting there like, well, I don't have this map. Like you can wait to turn in a reward until you're missing like one tier 4 map and then just get it from Zana, and it gives you completion for it. That's probably for my interest like the best change of the entire league without a doubt, because it seems like such a small thing, but Atlas completion is just a bitch sometimes. So I'm glad they fixed all that stuff. Yeah, I don't know if there's anything else apart from that. It's just good. I'm enjoying it. I've 65 hours so far. I plan on putting double that, if not triple that, into it. There's not really much else. It's good. I had some issues with. There's been some like hurdles at certain points that I've had to jump over. And I think you're playing the crit. Yeah, you're playing the crit version as I look at your passive tree here. I'm playing the non-crit version. I'll probably transition over to the crit version now that I'm 91 right now. I'm starting to grind a little bit more in maps. So I can see the benefits of it, but for the most part, yeah, it's good. I got my second doctor card today, so I'm 2 of 8 for the headhunter with
Nice.
4 nurses. So technically, I'm 20 of 64 items found for this fucking item that I'm trying to get, which is just stupid. It's like I think it's 17 exalt worth of stuff thus far on the character. So there's a lot of farm, but it's good. I'm still enjoying it. It's good. And that's Path of Exile in a nutshell. If you have any issues or any questions about it, me and Co and all the other Path of Exile streamers are happy to answer anything about it. And the other thing is the community is really welcoming. Like the Reddit is super welcoming to new players. They have a thread up there that'll teach you everything that you want to know and questions that you don't even know that you have yet, and they'll answer them for you. So
lots of great full-time PoE streamers also right now, like Zizarin, Ziggy. They would love to help you guys out. Also, as a quick reminder, the new League mechanic Betrayal is very daunting at first, and the little help window is not very good. Ziggy D made a really good video breaking down how the entire system works. So if you are going to play this league, definitely check that video out.
Yep.
I still need to watch it, but I'll promote it.
You should. It's good. Also, Co, before we jump into the break, did last week on the show, Chris Wilson said that new supporter packs are coming in of the $480 value, potentially this week or next. So get your wallet ready, because I don't know. Yeah, I have no idea what they're going to be or what they're going to look like, but they mentioned that they're coming pretty soon. So
yeah, I'm actually
Alexa, distract Lena.
Yeah.
I'll get her another horse or something. No, it's actually pretty cool. I actually really like the MTX boxes this time. I really didn't like them last time. But if you see this guy, that's actually the combined MTX set right there. So that is both the versions then combined into Spectre, and that's what I've been rocking, and I've been liking it. It's been good.
Did you get the portal? Do you have the combined portal?
I don't think I have the combined.
That's the only part that I'm missing, and I've put I think I'm $260 into it, and I haven't gotten the combined portal yet. So I don't know if I'm going to do it, because it's starting to be like, oh, I got the 7th helm. Cool. All right. Oh, it's the 4th pair of gloves.
I heard that Chris actually mentioned this on the show last week, and I'm really glad he did, because there is no question you should be able to give duplicates back for PoE bucks.
Yeah.
Like, even if it's just like how much is it per box? It's like
$3.
Well, how many PoE dollars is it? Like 300 or something?
Yeah, 300. Yeah.
Okay. If it's going to be 300 per box, you can give us 10 back for an item that we got out of the box. You know what I mean?
Or
Like
30, not 300, but yeah.
It's 30. Okay. Well, in that case, you can give us 5. So you spend $30 for a box. You get your 5th duplicate of an item that you can't use. You should be able to sell that back for 5. Or even 1. I mean, anything.
Yeah,
just get
anything.
it out of my inventory.
It's so stupid to have like, oh, cool, dude, you got your 11th pet. That's cool. You can have it on fucking 6 characters now. Have fun. It's like, no one, just stop. Just fucking give us some sort of free fun system for duplicates. It has to exist. You'll get more people buying boxes if you do.
Or, you ready for this? You want to drive people absolutely crazy?
Let's do it.
10 versions of an item make the gold sparkly version of that skin.
Oh my God. See, now, Co, have you heard of mobile games before? Because, you know, they've been doing this for a couple years, and it works. Let me tell you, they're making hammer fist over there.
And golden skins together for a crystal skin.
Yeah. The worst part about that is I'd be like, yeah, no, they should do this. Let's
wonder
go.
what full crystal would look like.
Yeah, I wonder what I would look like if I was just fucking a goddamn glowing diamond running around in these maps. I'd be into it. It'd be cool. Anyways, that's Path of Exile. I was trying to think, is there anything else that comes out comes out this December? Is there any other big game launches? There's a couple early access stuff that was launched from the Game Awards on the Epic Store or whatever.
Oh, and for the record, I don't know about you two, but I've been getting asked a lot lately if I'm going to be playing this game coming out called Atlas.
Yes, let's talk about it after the break.
Let's just say this real quick. If you're pushing your game from early access back a week, that doesn't bode well for the experience. And let me just tell you this. If it's bad enough to push it back, but you're only pushing it back a week, what are you possibly going to get done in a week?
Man, I want to
go from not okay to okay.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I when I heard they were pushing back a week, I was just like, why? It's going to be trash anyway. You're not going to fix it like in a week.
It's because
Like,
everybody's going to work 100 hours that week.
Yeah, of course. Let's take a break because there's some stuff that we should talk about in terms of Atlas and a couple of these other early access games that were announced last week. And I think also people want to hear our full thoughts on the Obsidian IP that was announced finally at the Game Awards. And there's a bunch of stuff. I definitely want to hear Co's thoughts because I can tell right now he's super stoked by it. So
you mean my series of sound effects?
Uh-oh. Jesus. Okay.
That's about all you're going to get from it.
That's a
my
preview.
God.
It's a preview. So we're going to take a break. Don't forget, by the way, you can grab Drop Frames on iTunes and Spotify and wherever else podcasts are found if you want to listen to it on the go and can't get our beautiful faces on a device. So you can get our beautiful voices on the device. That's my pitch. Go do it if you want. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back with more. Thanks, Co.
I honestly wanted to do what Co just did. I wanted to do the...
Do it. Do it. Yeah. Get it all out.
What's the most annoying sound in the world?
Let's just fade these guys out and we'll go to break. We'll go to break here. We'll see you guys in a bit.